Hello everybody, welcome back at Sport Federation TV, where of course every week we take a look at what's happening with sport in the Western Cape. Nice full show for you today, or should I say this evening. We're going to be taking a look at what's happening in the world of baseball. They are busy getting ready, some of the Western Cape players busy getting ready for the World Baseball Classic qualifiers, which is going to be held in Regensburg in Germany. This year. We'll also catch up with Josh Klutter, the president of Western Cape Kickboxing. They've got a big event. This is what they call VK13. This comes up this month still. So a big kickboxing event happening here in the Western Cape. But in the studio with me now, Marie-Louise Vermuelen, Western Cape Archery. Marie-Louise, welcome back.
Thank you, JP. Thanks for having me again.
It's great to have you in studio. Now that you've made your original studio debut, it's fantastic to find out what's happening in the world of archery. You guys, we last saw you about a month ago. Are you guys busy?
We are quite busy. Our team has just come back from Estonia, where it was the World Field Championships. We have a Western Cape archer, Gunther Kramer, who actually won in his category. So he's done fantastically. He also shot a world record.
Wow.
Yeah.
Western Cape athlete?
Yes, Western Cape athlete.
Western Cape athlete going to Estonia, he shoots a world record. That's quite incredible. And so just quickly for the benefit of the audience, field archery, what's field archery versus indoor or other archery?
So in field archery, you're dealing with a black and white target.
Yeah.
And the World Championships actually takes place over 5 days. So each day they will have a different format. On day one, they'll shoot field, which is 28 targets. They shoot 4 arrows per target.
Right.
And they move from one target to the next. So every target is different. The sizes differ. The distances range from a couple of feet up to 80 yards. So that would be the field round. Then they have a hunter round where they go maximum up to 60 yards. And then they also have an animal round. And on day 4 and 5, they'll shoot another field and hunter round.
Sounds to me like field it's field. It sounds very active. I mean, it sounds like field archery. I don't want to say it's the toughest physically, but is it?
It is an enduring sport. It takes a lot of perseverance because you have to walk a lot and you carry all your equipment, your food, any tools you could possibly need to fix equipment. You carry all of that along with you. So yes, it's long days, normally starting at about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and you normally come off the range between 4 and 5.
Okay, so field archery, you certainly need, sound like you need to be fit for field archery.
Definitely.
How are things going closer to home? Yeah, club tournaments coming up. Have you guys got some new blood coming through the ranks?
We do, especially a lot of kids. So we have our league tournament every last Saturday of the month. And this weekend, Belleville Club is actually having their league tournament. They've changed it into a novice and intermediate tournament. So it's not only league. Now they are giving the novice and intermediate archers a chance to compete against one another. So the advanced archers are banned this weekend.
So I take it you're not allowed to be shooting?
No, I'm not allowed to
be shooting. You're not allowed to, because you're of course an advanced archer. Is there a way that you figure out the difference between a novice and an intermediate? Is it ranking points or however long you've been there? Or how does that work?
So generally an intermediate archer would be someone who's been shooting for 2 or more years. But it also does depend on some other things. Like with league, we work on color pins based on your scores you've shot previously. Okay. So if you have shot a yellow pin score in novice, then that disqualifies you from competing as a novice. You have to then compete as an intermediate. And
what's the average age of the novices or intermediates? Have you got some kids there?
We actually have a lot of kids. They're dominating at the moment.
Wow.
So one of our biggest divisions is actually around about age 14, 15. And especially the girls, they are taking over.
Wow.
Yes.
So you've got some great development happening in archery.
Definitely.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so tell me about the provincial side of things. Any provincial competitions coming up?
Yes, we have a field indoor event on Sunday. And basically that means that we're shooting from 18 meters in your different categories.
18?
18.
1-8?
Yes, 1-8.
Okay, because I know you guys shoot quite long distances.
Yes, but indoors only short distance, 18 meters. And it's 60 arrows.
So this is a provincial indoor tournament coming up this Sunday. If fans want to come and watch, can they?
Well, it's at bow time. So it is an indoor club in Brackenfell. We are limited on space.
Right.
So they don't have much space for spectators, but they have like a little gallery at the top of the club. So I'm sure parents and friends will be welcome.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the indoor. You say you shoot over 18 meters.
Yes.
How do you set up for that? You obviously need quite a lot of light inside the venue. I mean, how long is the venue then? It must be 25 meters?
Well, yes, you would want a venue that is about 25 meters at least. Anything longer would be beneficial because behind the shooting line, you still have your equipment line, and then behind that, you would have the seating for your archers. And then behind that, preferably still spectators as well.
And judges? Do you have judges?
We do have judges when it comes to World Archery indoor events, but not when it is a field event. It's not a requirement.
Okay. So indoor event, how does that work then? What time of the day? You say you have to shoot 60 arrows.
Yes.
How long does it take to shoot 60 arrows?
Generally not very long. So we shoot, in field, you shoot 5 arrows at a time.
Okay.
So we'll shoot 5 arrows is classified as an end, and then we shoot 6 ends. So that would be your 30 arrows.
Right.
That would probably take, depending on how big it is, an hour to an hour and a half. And then you get a short little break, and then we'll do another 6 ends.
Is there a time limit on the shooting? I mean, do you have to speed shoot, sort of 1 arrow 5 at a time quickly, or can you take your time?
No, you normally get 2 minutes for 3 arrows.
2 minutes for 3 arrows.
So approximately 40 seconds per arrow.
Okay.
Yes.
And is that enough? I mean, is that enough for one to settle in? When we see you guys shooting arrows, you tend to be standing a long time and focusing.
Yeah, so it should be more than enough, especially for an indoor event. The World Archery has actually changed the rule for world ranking events. They've reduced it to 30 seconds. Okay. That happened in the beginning of this year. Right. But that rule is only applicable at world ranking events.
Okay.
Yes.
So it might sound like a silly question, but how do you win the event? Is it all calculated on points, or do you have knockout rounds? 2 against each other and the one falls out, or how does that work?
So that really does depend on the division. In field, there's no knockout, so you score and the top 3 will take 1st, 2nd and 3rd place. Okay. Whereas in World Archery, which is the colorful target, where you've got yellow, red and blue, etc. on the target, there you will rank, and then at like a national event, you would have a ranking round, and then you would have knockout. Okay. So number 1 would shoot out against number 8, etc.
Final question, where do you guys go after this? Once they do provincial competition, is there something else happening in the rest of the year, next big challenge?
Coming up quite soon in October, we have 2 national events. So there's a national indoor championships, which is being held virtually. So that means there are several clubs throughout the country hosting it, and all of the scores will be combined at the end of the weekend.
So the virtual archery?
Yes, so the event takes place at several clubs, and then they tally the scores afterwards, and then the top 3 in each category is announced after the event.
Is it live virtual? I mean, can you see people shooting?
Usually, I think last year it was, yeah.
So you're sort of streaming it?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's happening the 2nd weekend in October. All right. And then a week or 2 later, there's another event. It's actually being held in the Western Cape at Hunters Archery, and that is a field 3D event.
All right. Well, the next time we get you in here, we're going to have to talk about Field 3D then.
Definitely.
Clearly, we've got a lot of different codes here. Well, this is fantastic. Club tournament coming up this weekend in Bellville.
Yes.
Provincial indoor shooting on Sunday at Bowtime. Where's Bowtime?
In Brackenfell.
Brackenfell. So Bellville and Brackenfell. Provincial championships, club tournament and novice. Marie-Louise, you guys are doing fantastic in the world of archery. Can't wait to see more coming through the ranks, and yeah, congratulations on winning, one of your athletes breaking a world record.
Thank you very much, JP.
There we go, folks. Marie-Louise Vermuelen. She is, of course, from Western Cape Archery, and as she said, big events coming up this weekend, Bellville and Brackenfell for novice, intermediates, and more seniors. We'll be back after the break. Don't go away.